Hey everyone, it's Kamina. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Kamina. I'm a real estate agent in the Pacific Northwest. I'm currently with Keller Williams West Sound in the greater Seattle area. And today I have a fun video. I'm gonna show you what's on my iPhone, real estate edition. So I'm just gonna show you all the apps that I use every day for my real estate business. All right, let's get into it. So I'm gonna start off, I have my apps categorized, as you can see, in different fields or bubbles, whatever you guys wanna call them. So I'm gonna start over here with the utilities. I usually use Google Calendar and the Calendar app. And I primarily use Google Calendar, but they're both synced to each other, so Google Calendar is just easier. I went from an iPhone to an Android back to an iPhone. So I just like the features that Google Calendar has. And then it also ties in easily with all my Google, my Gmail and Google Docs and everything. So I just stick with Google basically. And then my Google Maps, I use that. I interchange between Maps and Google Maps, just depending on where I am, how many addresses I need to look up, and the type of features. What I like with Google Maps is that when I'm typing in a direction or a location and I hit go or directions, get the directions, you can set the timer for when you want to leave, so you can arrive by or leave by, and I really like that because it allots about 10 minutes extra so you arrive on time. So then I use my reminders for my daily to-do list and weekly to-do list. And then my notes, just to keep all my notes, all my headspace thoughts and processes throughout the day, throughout the week. I have a lot of notes on here, so if you want the tea, it's in my notes. And then onto the productivity bubble here. Gmail, as you can see, this is my main mailbox that I use. I'm not gonna show you what's in there right now, but Gmail is my primary for Instagram, social media, influencing, content creating, and also my business account. They are separate emails, but I just have them all in one, just for easier maneuvering. And then my iCloud mailbox, I use that as like my primary. And then Outlook is just like my spam. That's where I send all my receipts for shopping online. And then Google Docs and Google Sheets, I like them better than Excel. They're free. Like I said earlier, it ties into all my Google, my Gmail, Google Docs, Gmail, all that, Google Drive and everything. And then HP Smart, that's just the type of printer I have, so I can use this Bluetooth. I can also fax, scan, and print from there. And then this one, Workplace, Xerox Workplace, is just for my office printer. Dropbox, if you don't know what you use Dropbox for, images and files, I usually share that with teammates and whoever I'm working with, or just to save files. And then DocuSign, just to sign documents. Although I don't use that as often because in my Gmail, they have on the desktop, they allow us to use signatures. I think it's like a PDF sign or something like that. So I like that on the desktop. If I don't have that, I use DocuSign. So then going into social media marketing, I do have this little photo edit bubble. I use Canva primarily. I like to do all my actual edits and mock-ups online on the desktop. And then this I primarily use for any minor changes or just to download the images easier right onto my phone. Photos, obviously, for my photo gallery. Facetune for photo editing. I could go into more detail into that if you want to see how I edit. It's really not that crazy. Lightroom, actually I haven't been using that too often right now, but I do use it just to kind of do a little bit color correcting. If I don't use Lightroom, which obviously I haven't been doing it because I offloaded the app, then I just edit the photos directly on my iPhone. Snapseed, another editing app that I use. Google Photos, just to save all my other files. So that's basically all the apps I use, other than like InShot for quick video editing. I think it's better than, what is it, iMovie. I like InShot better than iMovie, so I like to use InShot. And then moving on to my business apps. So business apps, these are the apps that I primarily use every single day for real estate specifically. HomeSpotter. Home Spotter is a cool little app that I use that is connected directly to our MLS system. MLS is just short for multiple listing service. It's basically where us realtors get first-hand access to all information about the homes on the market. We get county records, we get listing information, and we have like a cool little map on here. I can actually show you a little bit at what this looks like. So that's one of the streets that we're looking at. So it kind of just looks like this, and then we can filter through, choose what status, the type of home, the price range, style of home, number of bedrooms and bathrooms, square footage, lot size, year built, so on and so forth. It's a pretty cool app. I really like it. But yeah, you can see all these green flags are homes that are active on the market. I'm actually curious what's up here near Canada. So let's just click on one of these. There's some land. So that's the Home Spotter app. It's pretty cool. And then the next app that I like to use is Super eKey. Super eKey is basically our Bluetooth system to get into our lock boxes, which hold the keys to the individual houses that we go to. It's pretty simple. I just put in my code and it unlocks the lockbox. And then Stride is the current app that I use to just track my mileage. Agent Dash, this is a referral program. It's tied to a referral program that I use, but I think it's used for a lot of different things. Notability, another note app that I use, and I keep this one in my business folder primarily because I use it specifically for business. My other notes folder or app in my productivity tab folder here is just for a little bit of everything. This one is primarily for real estate and content creation. And then Redfin, I just like to browse, see what else is in other states, and I think Redfin's a pretty easy app to use. I prefer it over Zillow. And then HomeSnap and Deal Machine are apps that I use for finding off-market properties or properties that might need some work. I can send these to investors or such like that. Let's see. I'll log into this one maybe. HomeSnap. So here I can just see what's available in the area. It's kind of like Redfin or Zillow, but I can also look to see what's for rent, which as a real estate agent in Washington, I do not work with rentals, but I can recommend some property management companies and rental agencies that you can work with. And then Deal Machine, I snap pictures of homes that are looking a little disheveled, need some work, and I can send that to investors or other partners I work with just to see if they want to potentially contact the owners and maybe buy the property. And then my banking apps, I'm sure everybody has banking apps, just keeps everything really cohesive. And I like to keep everything in these different folders instead of having them all over, just because that's how my brain works. It's a little more organized. But yeah, I think that's basically all the apps that I use for real estate. I'm sure some of my other ones cross track over each other, but anyway, I appreciate you watching this video. That's it for today. Stay tuned for future videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.